Not sure if any of you investors look at condos, but wow, some markets, condo prices are down over 20%. Yes, folks, it looks like the condo market is taking it on the chin in many cities. We're going to go through the top five. There's actually a list that goes out to the top 15, but I just grabbed the top five for you because I think it is interesting to evaluate markets. They might be feeling it on the chin for condo. Is this condo specific? Is it because of new development? Is it because of weather, insurance, other things? Who knows? But coming in at number five, Jacksonville, down 17% from the peak, which was in 2022. Austin, Texas, down 25%. Ouch. Down 25%. Now that's since 2022. St. Petersburg, Florida, down 26% since 2022. Cape Coral. Wow. Cape Coral taking it on the chin, down 29%. That's actually since 2024. Peak in Cape Coral was 2024. And finally, the winner, I don't know, the winner or the biggest loser, or I don't know how you would frame this, but the market with the largest decline in condos is not in Florida, not in Texas. It's on the West Coast. Any guesses for the most wrecked condo market? It's Oakland, California. Oakland, California beat out Cape Coral by a couple of tenths, still rounded to 29%. Anybody invest in Oakland? I think Thatch Nguyen has some properties in Oakland. I got to ask him. No idea what happened to the condo market in Oakland, California, but damn, down almost 30%. That is pretty amazing. Folks, I'm going to take a minute to congratulate some folks. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but frankly forgot. So let's congratulate Josh and Julie. Josh and Julie, congratulations on getting your next deal. And then Matthew, running it back twice. Matthew actually closed a couple of deals. So Matthew, congratulations on your next deal. Guys, your cards will go out in the mail. Still sending out cards. Actually, I had to order a new batch. I ran out, so it took me, about a week to get them in. But we still got cards. If you get a deal closed, let me know, and we will obviously send you one. Folks, we got the Fed meeting it's Tuesday and Wednesday. We obviously have the rate decision. We have Jerome Powell in front of a microphone. We also have the dot plot, right, where they're going to come out and give their opinions of the future. And when I look at this cut, which again, I think everybody is guessing now, I think the odds are 90%. Is it going to be a hawkish cut? If you don't know what a hawkish cut is, I would ask you to go back and look at the last Fed meeting. The last Fed meeting, the Fed cut a quarter, and then Jerome Powell got in front of the microphone and basically said, no more is coming. So that's a hawkish cut. That was a really hawkish cut. Which I think is very likely. But also, the other thing to think about, is this the last good cut? Now, what does that mean? Well, if you look at ADP data, 4 out of the last 6 months have been negative. If you look at some of the other trending layoff notices, over 1.1 million layoffs announced this year, the job market is in bad shape. It's not really showing up yet in the government data, but again, we've been without government data for 6 or 8 weeks, so a lot can change. So will this be the last good cut, meaning kind of a cut for insurance reasons? Is it the last cut with positive GDP? Will, heaven forbid, a recession finally occur? And if that happens, then this will be the last good cut, because the next cut is because we're in a problem. The problem is recognized. I think the dot plot's going to be very interesting for a couple of reasons. One, how many cuts in 2026? Some people are saying 1 or 2. Some people are saying 4 or 5. What about the unemployment rate? The unemployment rate, that's the big one for me, because this is where, frankly, I think the Fed disagrees. Right? Of the 12 voting members, I've done a deep analysis shared with you weeks ago. I think 5 are Hawks and 5 are Doves, with 2 unknowns, Jerome Powell being one of them. So I'm curious if the Doves, meaning the ones who want more cuts, will they say unemployment goes up? And if they do, how much? And then for the Hawks who don't want to cut, what do they want? So it's going to be very interesting to see the dot plot and see how these literally dots stack up. Then what's happening to inflation? Do we get the big rollover in inflation finally, like Scott Bessent says? And then what about GDP? Do they forecast any negative prints for 2026 and 2027? So again, I think the dot plot's going to be very interesting. Obviously, it will be something we discuss in great detail after Wednesday. But yes, lots and lots to talk about. How about the first-time home, the American dream? I'm seeing lots and lots of talk about affordability for great reasons, but also I think our understanding of history is skewed. You've undoubtedly heard Nick from Reventure Consulting talk about the average wage to price ratio being all kind of out of whack. Well, first off, he's right. I mean, it's simple math, right? You can't argue with the math. I argue that the math is irrelevant because it forgets the third and most important point, interest rates, but that's a different factor. What I don't think a lot of people realize is our expectation of a home today is drastically different. And this is what I've been harping on for a couple of years now, ever since I spoke at the original Resi Day in New York City, is we have to have a focus on building entry-level homes. We don't build entry-level homes today. We just don't. You got to be honest with yourself. I went back and got some stats from 1950, the last time we had a boom in entry-level home construction. Here are the details from 1950. In 1950, the median-sized home was 983 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 983 square feet. Where are we today? And this is actually down. This was higher 2 years ago. Today, that same starter home, 2,700 square feet, at least 3 bedrooms, probably 4, 2 to 3 bathrooms, and oh, by the way, we throw on a 2-car garage. Folks, of course a house costs more money. It's 3 times bigger. We always seem to forget that metric. Our definition of a starter home has drastically changed. I'm not here to argue the fact. I'm just here to point at the fact that it costs more to build a home that is 3x the size. It too is simple math. Don't know if you saw this, but this is getting very interesting to me. December housing demand is near a 3-year high. Remember, folks, in the middle of the year when we talked about the spring market being a dud, I told you, I suspected, I have receipts that the December or winter housing market is going to be strong and shock people. Well, more and more people are understanding that that is happening. Now, again, we have to thank mortgage spreads because the 10-year note really hasn't moved. But the mortgage spread that used to be over 300 basis points is now down to 210. There is still more room to go, right? We can get all the way down to 180 basis points. Do want to let you know about a video I loaded yesterday at 10 a.m. It's an old video. The video actually came from Get Your Money Right course, which is now loaded in school. I finally did that this weekend. But I thought I would give my YouTube friends and family a taste of what they could get in that course. Again, the course is free in school. Used to be $100. So yesterday I put out a video at 10 a.m. talking about 3 friends and trying to understand who is rich. It's a really short video. It's 8 minutes, as I recall, 7 minutes and 53 seconds. For anybody who doesn't know, Jimbo, the dog that we lost a few years ago, was featured. He was on my shoulders. He was, I think in that video, he was 15 years old. He was a very old puppy. So again, take a look at that video. Just get a taste of what you now can get in school for free. Lots of videos, lots of spreadsheets. Get Your Money Right course is very, very valuable. So go check it out. Jeff Gunlock is out there talking about buying treasuries. Why? He thinks that the Fed next year, when Powell is out and the new president is in, will start QE big time. And he thinks that the Fed will actually start buying long-term bonds, forcing rates down. Yes, that is something he has thought. Home delistings, again, lots of people talking about delistings, and for good reason. They're up 28% month on month. The total now is 85,000, highest since 2017. But I ask you, what percent of these delistings, let's call it 85,000 just to make them easy math, will be relisted in the spring? I don't know, half, maybe half. What about accidental landlords? I suspect, again, it's just a wild guess, that somewhere between 10 and 15%, so somewhere between 8,500 and 13,000 will become rentals. And then how many people just don't sell? Maybe they decided to stay put. Don't know. So it's going to be interesting. We do get a small business survey tomorrow, which is not normally very key, although I think this week it will be. Why? Because again, 6 out of the last 7 months in the job market, small businesses have been shedding employees, cutting employees. This week or last week, we learned it was a big number, 120,000, as memory serves. So again, it's going to be interesting to see what small business survey is. Is it turning around? Is it continually getting worse? Again, understanding what's going on in small business is important. What else do I got? I think that's about it. Again, folks, remember, join school. The link there on the screen. Over 500 folks go in the same direction. Great community, great group. You now get, Get Your Money Right course. There's my BuyBot course. 10-week boot camp is in there. All kinds of stuff you can't get without $1,000 or more. I want to give away as a thank you. If you've been watching my channel for years and you've always wanted to say thank you to me, hey, join school, get in the community. That would be great. And of course, don't forget to check out Steadily. As a landlord, it's your job to get the best insurance at the best rate. Folks, take care of yourself. Have an amazing day. We'll be back tomorrow at 7:30. Like, subscribe, comment, and of course, we'll see you tomorrow. Later.